testing, 1, 2, 3.
No, the history of the band is sort of pretty well catalogued here. Noel Stewart's been doing this. And you've only been playing drums for a year?
Not even that.
That's
actually I had a mate years ago, back when I was about 16, throughout the kit, and I thought I used to go in there. Fancy getting one, but never did until about end of September last year.
We've been playing with we've done exactly 2 sessions with us when we threw him in the deep end and did a gig. You loved it, every minute.
Every mistake was wonderful.
Yeah.
But the pure horror of course on face.
Terror.
You hear it, isn't it? It's good, it's good.
That's it, we got paid.
We got paid for it, we got a little bit of fun.
That was Mickey G said that.
Yeah.
He said that for us. I've seen Mickey since he's still alive. Still playing guitars.
So what sort of sound are you really aiming at? I mean,
Over everyone.
the influences, they're all fucking great, you know, Stranglers, Motorhead, Paul Queens, Vandercraft, Generator, even saw there, someone's
Yeah.
We're trying to progress in all areas at once,
But is that it? You want to be all things for all men?
No,
You want to
it's
be
not
rather-
it's not
Yeah, we're not really
we want to
trying to have
say,
categorised, but rather than categorised, you know what I mean? We just kind of say, well that sounds like such and such, or that sounds like such and such, then maybe
I
not.
mean, nobody can accuse us of being a heavy metal band or anything else. If they listen to the album, you've got like Lou Reed ballads to Acid House, or the new singles Acid House. The next thing might be a reggae for all we know.
Hopefully. I'd like to do
That's
something.
it, soon,
I mean, I'd like to literally just jump back from everything, basically just to break every single rule that everyone's trying
The
to
one,
think around music.
the one coherent factor is that we write the lyrics, therefore, no matter what the backdrop, the darkness or whatever you want to call it is in the lyrics. I mean, that's the same
I
with...
tend to think that music's moods, you know?
Yeah.
So if you feel pissed off, you play something hard.
Well,
You know, sort of mellow down a little bit more, you play something more bad.
Well, you get bands like Stranglers, they've done things like Strange Little Girls and Nubiles, you know.
And Mistress of the Street, which was so bluesy.
Right, and they were never,
Yeah.
they were categorised as sort of what? Under that label, but I mean they weren't really, were they? It's like Led Zeppelin and heavy metal, wasn't it? I mean,
It's a fucking joke.
not heavy metal.
I mean, you see Donovan in the
I'm not flying because she's so heavy metal.
I thought you were heavy metal. No, we are bad news.
Oh, come on.
Explain what's that?
No. I wouldn't agree at all. No, I'd say to start off with sometimes we are, but no.
No.
Not at all. We might have that sort of element a little bit, but that's what keeps us sort of, I don't know, ticking over, yeah. Keeps our feet on the ground a bit more, yeah.
No
I mean, 'cause as long as we keep playing and keep doing more stuff, we're going to produce better music. There's no two ways about it, I don't think.
No one's ever going to sort of say, this isn't us, we're going to go do
That's
it,
right.
that, you know, whatever.
Whatever way you want Chuck Sims, like
Yeah.
Dave had this thing Paradise, which is a sort of really great protest type thing. But go for it, if it's making a difference, whatever you bring to the band. If it works, it stays. If it doesn't work, then it goes for a solo project.
We all sort of like, anyone that brings a song in, we'll sort of
We'll
like,
have a pleasure.
we'll sort of, yeah, we'll all sort of put our own bit. There's no sort of restriction on anyone what they do. I mean, it sounds crap to tell them, but I mean, if they want to start doing bits and pieces, that's up to them sort of thing. We're not restricting each other, you know.
But there's no way sort of Andrew Lou Goldman's going to come along and tell you what to do.
See, we're trying as hard as we can to maintain this sort of atmosphere. No, and anybody else that comes in with us, I mean, hopefully Opal Section will grow a little bit more. We'll be able to take in more people, like engineers and stuff like that. Anyone that's interested in just getting on with it and making music and stuff.
I mean,
The question is, people tell us what to do. I'm soon to play pubs for the rest of the night.
That's it.
Someone might come in and tell me what to do.
It's like,
make loads of money.
I'm doing all right now, so
I don't know, say something like stupid, like say stop making what we're taking on with £1 million. Tell them to fuck up.
I don't know, I listen to a first.
yeah, this is what I'm going to say.
It's fucking hard work, you know. It's summed up on
It's right, because you start from scratch. I don't think anyone's really sort of going up the wall to get contracts or anything like that. It's like, you know, if it comes along, they're great. If it don't, then you get the same.
I mean, Wings Banquet,
Someone's gonna get Teddy Round or someone.
12 inch, and Chris is supposed to be sorting out 2 weeks studio time for us.
It's all. It's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk.
There's too much talk, not enough action.
That's right, yeah. I think, because the thing is, I mean, I sort of like, with the dance tour and stuff like that, I mean, I passed it on to a couple of people that do raves and that. And I bumped into other people, and they said, "Oh yeah, I know you." What? How do you know me? I said, "Oh, I've seen a copy of the album Friday night." And I said, "Bloody hell."
I mean, like,
it does get passed
most of
around,
the shops
you know.
like the West End, all the indie shops, and that are all carrying copies and they're selling copies.
It's not, I think it's different. That's the main thing. I think we're not really making a label. We're not labelling ourselves. I think we're creating our own bit. You know, just literally by saying,
I mean,
both to the
we're
ball and playing what we want to play. Hopefully, other people will do the same. Yeah, and you know,
I mean, it's how you
and not
perceive.
sell out too far.
I mean, if that somebody wants to perceive us as a dance band or a rock band, I'm fine. It's up to them what they think they see us. They shouldn't tell us what we shouldn't play. If somebody that likes the dance stuff and comes to a gig and hates it, that's their problem, not ours.
That's right.
And it's vice versa.
Well, they know what they get when they walk in the
If
door.
we're doing a perception gig and we've got bands of computers and we're doing like dance music, I don't like it. Fuck them. I mean, it's not as if they're that important to us as musicians. I suppose they're important in terms of it's nice to have people gig, it's nice to entertain people. But then most of the people that have had the album have liked the album, despite its variations from dance to metal.
I think because it's honest, actually. People said to me, it's very honest.
It's basic. I mean, it's music that we have created. Nothing's really been stolen as such.
It's nice as well.
Some of the lyrics have been rewritten.
I think the best compliment I got was when someone told me it was in quiet taste.
I think that's nice actually, because I mean, I'd rather, if I give an album to someone and they say they like at least even one part of the song, that makes it. I think that's nice because at least they've liked something on it. Do you know what I mean? You've got something across to some people. A lot of people, by putting the dance track on the album, it gave them a chance to listen to another type of music that most people would never listen to. Because most people, that's partly why we're doing it as well. Because a lot of people, their music tastes are very similar. They like rock and that's it. Or they might like rock and a bit of classical. What we're hopefully trying to do is try and mix a lot of it up. So you'll get a little bit of rock people will listen to it, hear that rock element in it, think, yeah, that's nice. But there could be a dance beat behind it. Plus also you're getting another form of music maybe on the horizon that refers to other stuff that's around. Because it gets ignored, you know. The amount of stuff I played to friends and stuff like that, they say, listen to this, it's a great record in its own right. They just totally ignore it. It's got a boom, 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 dance beat behind it, you know what I mean? It could be structured brilliantly, and wicked words and all that, and really work nice for you. You know, totally throw it down the pants after work. Let's kick some ass of that, I think. Hopefully, it caught a lot of people out as well. I wasn't expecting it. If we deliberately wedged it between two fast tracks, so literally get everyone going, sort of thing like, yeah, this is good. All of a sudden, the dance track comes on. This is all about, you know. Got to put some more planning.
You know, I mean, nobody criticises Frank Zappa for doing what he does. He does opera, classical music, he's done fun style track. Look at now with Bo's finishing the second time round, I can't think of one musical form that they have done. From Anthony Newley pop to Ash. He's done everything in between. He's done blank, he's done straight rock, he's done pop, dance, reggae, soul, disco, acid, he did Fame 90 remix, so he's had all that sort of stuff. It's good enough for Bo, it's good enough for any one of us.
So it's one accepting what you do until you've actually made the name.
As I said, I mean, the difference with Barry is that he was well known when he made these changes.
That's it,
It's quite different.
I mean,
What we tried to do with the album as well is to show people that we will move around. By the first album, literally, we're not going to be just purely fast. It's not purely going to be that.
unfortunately, over the years, we've lost lots and lots of really good bands because nobody realised how good they were until they were gone.
That's right.
Grand Fun, in Stooges, Creation.
Yeah, but some bands don't last forever. You know? Some bands have got a limited lifespan where you get to a point in their career where they either change or they just fall apart because they're doing the
That's
same
why it
thing.
takes you 5 years to record out between each album because they run out of ideas. We haven't got any ideas to run out of because we haven't started with any ideas.
Well, this is the next question. I mean, a lot of the stuff on this first album goes back a few years, doesn't it? Some of the music on it.
The ideas, yeah.
It's not going to be another 10 years till the next album, is it?
No, we've already we've got. I'd say we've got at least.
Three tracks already.
No, more than that, mate. Bloody hell, I mean, I haven't shown you.
I've got even working
I've got loads of songs. We've got about, I'd say on my own, I've got at least an album's worth of material myself. And what Dave's got, it's like heaps of stuff, and I'm still working.
And I've got a demo at home of the 23-minute piece that I've done. Just one song, 23 minutes.
Yeah, we can work.
I mean, the album's as much for us as for anybody else sort of thing. It's like a nice kick up the arse to get us going and keep us moving and say, right, let's go and make another album. Let's go and put something
If you
totally.
want to go back to the history a little bit, I mean, it goes back to the new wave of British heavy metal days when me and yeah, when we were both younger and that.
Yeah. It's nice.
And we got an old guitar and an old snare drum and that, and we started just fucking around, and people came and went and that, and before we realised it, I had a big pile of cassette tapes, so we knocked out like a little demo tape and that, we were at the town, then it got played at the town, and places like that. But things, you know, nothing ever really came of it. Basically, when Radio Caroline came back on air, my services were in need, so I went back out, sorted that out. So it was Caroline, and there was the setting up for a solar power radio station.
That's what you're on radio now?
It was one of the main drives behind it.
We used to fucking phone you up on a Sunday afternoon and
I used to speak to Joe, yeah.
I think something like Cream usually.
No, you wouldn't ask me. I mean,
Yeah,
I was,
radio, do you remember that? Boxing Day.
yeah, I mean, I was
Yeah.
the Demon Dave Crowley. I mean, I used to have been that good at
That's all I did.
But we were tendering out for Caroline.
Really drunk.
But I shouldn't say so much about that.
That was funny, that was, because John and that were waiting by the radio and it started swearing.
Yeah, we were a little bit gone that night. John had 2 bottles of his own brewed wine, and that was it.
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting on the stool like, fall over.
We go. It was good though, good though.
I mean, really good laugh. I mean,
Mostly next thing we want to do, hopefully, is gigs. Yeah, and stuff people as well. I mean, after about, say, month and a half of rehearsal, we just get out and do time. Get out and do some good things.
Gotta be done.
No, it's got to be done. I'm looking forward to it.
You got a album then, so just go right there.
Not waiting.
Yeah, it's fairly local around North London, you know.
Yeah, we've got loads of mates around here and stuff like that. I mean, I can get gigs out in South London, but we're not going to be playing some cold warming, so you never know what's going on. We're saying that, that's usually this way, really. I mean, we could go both sides. I mean, most of this that live north, I live south.
Right.
And I mean, I can take in loads of the places like South London, they love rock bands there, I feel. They do like, I mean, every band you go and see is either an R&B band or, you know, a blues band or something like that. You know, they love the old sort of, so they go down there and make a load of noise. They're waking up a little bit. There's some good bands come from around the world, from the Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, all that come from there.
Godfathers?
I know Godfathers, yeah. Do you have a Grey Olsen around there? The Grey Olsen Kingston?
I don't know that way very much. I actually went to Kingston Polytechnic for
Did you?
3 days.
Good lads, right?
Crash course.
It's snobby around there, that's for sure.
I was staying with my cousin at a pub down there, and I was staying there.
What's the pub called?
Greyhound.
The Greyhound?
No, hang on, wait a minute. No, not the Greyhound. No, that's the second one. The Antelope.
Where's that?
Between Surbiton Station and the Polytechnic, there's sort of a road that runs. It's one of these really fucking leafy lanes with trees right beside of it. Really.
Comes down the back of the hill. Right down.
So it's right down to the Polytechnic if you keep going down.
I know one, yeah. Oh, dear, I know.
No, I went on a fucking inspect course down there, and I was way out of my league. I only got there on a last minute course thing.
Yeah.
I did 3 days and I said, sod this, I went back to the pub and smoked over for the rest of the
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing about Serbian. I mean, they love the album. I know they really loves it. She's always banging on the wall. Coming around and turn it down and stuff. I mean, she seems to get right into it, especially on perception. She really likes that bit at the end, you know. She loves that, I think that extra volume when it comes to that bit.
You know, a lot of people were upset by that.
Look, you can't please everyone, right?
Well, they didn't understand where it came from.
Yeah, people should listen to the lyrics more than shouldn't they? You should the lyrics.
Going back to the dawn of history and that.
No, not really. I mean, you know, it depends how deep you want to look into it, right? I mean, if you start thinking about it, it all makes sense.
Yeah, maybe you've got to know something about it to begin with.
Well, you're talking about the doors, the whole doors?
Yeah.
Are you not all into the doors then?
No, no.
It's more in, man.
But you accept the name, I mean obviously the name is...
Yeah, well...
Well, the name fits in with the music, our perception.
Yeah,
Perceive
it's
what
yeah,
perception
right.
itself. What do you perceive music? And it
Sure.
works. I
Well,
mean,
that was
The song that
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the song sort of says it all, really, if you think about it. I mean, it literally does test the sort of your tolerance levels. How far you'd actually take it if we say, no, I don't like that. Do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, that track to me, I mean, you listen to some of the tracks in the album, fucking everything.
You see, what I've done is I've actually taken it a step back. I've read and listened to the things that Morrison's influenced on, and I've listened to his interpretations, and I've interpreted both sides. I mean, everyone goes on about bloody album types now. Well pissed off with that. It was fucking William Blake.
Yeah.
That's why it's on the back of the album cover, William Blake. It's not this American druggie. It's William Blake. And what Blake says is, I mean, it's 4 hours worth of general conversation. I mean, any man that can write Jerusalem has got to be listening to those.
We haven't done that yet.
No, the Ford did that and they fucked it something. Right, he was on Jubilee, was he?
Ford did some fucking really band, you know, he was doing it on
Oh, ELP did.
no, it's one of those, 10 years ago, one of those rock programs, some heavy metal band and they're doing a version of Jerusalem.
So you can't really do a version of Jerusalem. I mean, it does need, you know, if you like the church choir, that they can do it. They don't understand what they're singing, so it's like when you go to a church and sing John Lennon's Imagine. Why don't they even listen to the lyrics? It's an anti-religion song.
That's right.
Imagine there's no God, no heaven or hell. Think how happy people would. It's that sort of thing.
It's amazing how many people don't actually
They
sit down
don't.
and
You
listen.
see, that's it. See, nobody ever
Really listens to it.
So it's like there's that, you know. I'm not saying there's deep stuff, but there's actually some stuff that can keep you up for nights thinking. If you're prepared to take the time out
That's right.
and actually listen to the lyrics. I mean, I originally wanted to do a lyric shoot, but everyone said no.
let people listen to it, yeah.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Never listen to it. I mean, if everyone has said to me, oh, I don't like this track, I said, listen to the bloody word. And they'll listen to the words and say, yeah, I like that track now. Because, you know, there's
It's a series of
it's a
questions.
tune more than anything else. And hopefully what we're trying to create music,
Music
and vocal.
you do the concentration on what's
That's
going on.
right, you try and match the two together. Try
mean-
and blend the two together so the song complements the lyrics. and the
I think it was someone like Sebastian Bach from Skid Row said that he'd rather listen to Motley Crue than you two any day of the week. It's Motley Crue and fun. I don't really think it's fun writing songs about screwing girls and taking drugs.
But I mean, it's Frog Hobson, the first thing that hits you is the overall feel, and it's the gut feeling of the song itself. If you start looking at the lyrics separately or the music separately,
Yeah.
nothing to do with it as a guitarist,
Yeah.
you start to think too much.
Yeah. But with Gromit's vocals, you have to listen to them. Because you do, because your style of vocals are that literally you do, you have to listen to what you're saying to actually copy it and think, well, you know, what's going on, otherwise we just hear you going on.
We are going to actually start selling the decoder, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. There is a softer version coming out next year. All vocals have been substituted. He's doing all of them now.
Blake said, when there was perception of famous, I said, if there was perception of famous. And then the next line is,
If the doors of perception are against yeah, kick out that.
will you open your eyes?
Man will see things as they truly are.
People are prepared to listen to open their minds to what actually goes on. That's why you get small-minded people in business, politics, racism, religion, and everything. People aren't prepared to accept an opposing view. Still setting fire to the drummer.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to wire you up every time you slow down. Push your button.
I mean, you've just heard some of our rehearsal stuff. I mean, it's loud, noisy, rodents. It's 1977 all over again.
We've got a new batch of songs as well. I mean, but they're a different class altogether as well. I mean, this is just that's the starting block. I mean, the next songs we've got.
In other words, they're
so
playing
much
stuff I wrote
better
and I
now.
write
It's
it.
incredible. Literally, just the song technique and putting stuff together. I mean, we're all learning as we go along. And this is just the start. I mean, a lot of people, when we put the album out, they expected that it was going to be like the be-all and end-all of everything. Right? Yeah, fair enough. I suppose there was a little bit of anticipation like that. But at the end of the day, it's something music, you know. And I mean, you could produce the best piece of music in the world in 2 weeks' time. Everyone's heard it 20 times. And says, well, yeah, it's alright. And it's gone again, yeah. That, now, even though I've played on it, now I'm really fussy with it. I'll come and play that and listen to it and enjoy listening to it. And well, yeah, okay, it's for what it is, it's good. But the next ones, I think, really will be good. You don't have any keyboard players, do you? We're the keyboard player. Let's see the keyboard player.
You don't regret it at all? Would you rather spend longer on it producing and getting the production better?
Love to. Well, I would have, yeah.
No.
I would have, but at the end of the day, what can we do?
Oh yeah, what came out was...
It's captured the moment, I think.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, you then spend more time rehearsing it, getting everything absolutely.
That's right, yeah.
So you have to say, that's it, that's done
That's
now.
done. Oh, yeah, that's
We'll go on to another one. I mean, the next album's going to be, well, I mean, musically it'll be a hell of a lot more put together, do you know what I mean? It'll be sort of a lot tighter. And basically, I mean, we started out, we rushed all these songs in and we sort of put them together quite quickly and we just literally went and got
To prove the point.
bang, and what we went.
To prove the
We put it
point.
down and it actually come together and a lot of people were saying to us, you'd never do it, it's crap, it's shit and all that. And we kept saying to them, no, we're going to carry on, we're going to do it, we're going to finish it, and we'll have a finished product. And everyone said, nah, and then finally we put it on the back.
Prove the point that a lot of
They liked it.
bands, mentioning no names like Def Leppard and Whitesnake, They've got all the money, they've got the big producers, they're just a bunch of wankers that spent 5 years trying to record one album, which sells 1,000 million copies. They stick 2 fingers up to their fans, play massive arena songs.
Should be a bit of fun.
The first 20 people can see it.
Have a laugh with it.
It's rock and roll is full of image, full of money, and full of fools. The bands that are out there having fun and enjoying themselves don't get a look in.
Yeah, that's right.
If you want to be famous, you've got to play their game, but you don't have to play their game to enjoy yourself.
No, not really, because at the end of the day, I mean, the more the money in the world ain't going to make you happy, is it?
And it's not going to make you
I might give you a nice big flash card, but it's about it.
Yeah.
The task's just going to be our cheap if you want your money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's all cool at the end of the day. No, it's true. I mean, everybody, you watch everybody that comes will have a slowly but surely, they always end up sort of either rolling it or hating it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to give up day jobs and just spend days concentrate on.
That's what I'd like to be able to do. I'd like to be able to learn just enough to be able to get by, to be able to record.
That's not in our hands.
And record music. Yeah, well, whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, I'll still go to work and I'll fund my music by working. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of whether any record contracts come from, I'm always going to play in the band, I'll always play music, I'm always going to record songs. So, you know, if it happens, then big deal, but if not, I'm not going to stop waiting for it to happen. You can't wait forever, can't you? You know what I mean? At least you can put something out, and if you give somebody a little bit of pleasure and they listen to it, so they like that, you know, you've given something back as well. There's a lot of people that are into music always take, you know what I mean? They always listen. They never put something else out for somebody else to listen to and criticise, do you know what I mean? At least we've done that. We said, you know, this is what we think, this is us. You know,
It's like we I sent copies out to a lot of journalists, and they haven't bothered simply because he hasn't got a naked bird on the front cover and you know, it's not, well, he hasn't, you know what I mean, he hasn't got, he hasn't got a naked bird on the front cover, it's not produced by Keith Olsen or any, you know.
The other thing is these journalists, I mean, you're talking about the major pressures and
yes.
They've got to write about something that they know that is going to get put in the paper.
That's right,
With
you're
someone
a
like myself.
product, yeah, that's right. You're a product to a certain extent. But hopefully we're a product that can actually stay on the right track.
Also, you've got to be a bit visible as well.
Yeah, but I mean, we could be very visible, we can entertain, we can make loads more records, we can do all those things if people prepare to give, actually give us a chance. But it's finding out how you get that chance. I mean, that's a question that a million bands ask themselves every day.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the visibility we're missing. If you're not, okay, we just came in,
If you have to kick some new guns, it's going to break it.
You've got to play to people.
Yeah, but you're only, you keep coming to the same damn people. You're preaching to the converted. You're preaching to the converted.
Yeah, but the converted journalists write about, I mean, you've got journalists go and review and you've got bands or whatever. So you've got to be, you can't just be, there's no way you can
Good laugh as well.
Come on.
It's a good crack, man. I don't understand, just, ain't in a month or so's time, we are going to do a gig, aren't we?
No, it's true. If you only fill out where is it, Plain Wood Room?
Well, that's it. I mean, what's the point?
No, but if you only do it once, then you're not going to get noticed. Because if you're doing that week after week or night after night,
People are going to come and come along again, you've got to bring your friends and then you get more gigs and and then you get a name, if you like, by gigging regular, because people see people come regularly to see you. The types of people go to regularly regardless of that, it's got to be done, John.
I don't know.
He says. We get a big pair of sunglasses down the record, and make that up.
I haven't last year.
And a paper bag.
Well, come on, I had that gig, I insulted the audience with a bunch of cunts.
Yeah, but we're just standing there, weren't we?
Mind you, I did get a movement. I couldn't just tell me just a bunch of cunts.
I think, that's the trouble though, it's so, I don't know, people look at every album now and it's got a progression. Granted, music should progress in some way, but if you're trying to do something different, surely you start off the bottom, do you know what I mean? And then progress it. And a lot of people won't accept you trying to do something different, especially with rock music. But if you try and put out something slightly different, they don't want to know.
In years to come, the big magazines will regret.
That's what the acid track on.
They'll regret it. They will regret it. Because if we do make it, they're going to look stupid. We're going to be sitting there thinking, well, what did we do there?
They're not fast rockers, there's always other bands that there as well, you know what I
We're
mean?
going to attract people that have the same sort of attitude than us. They're going to get involved in music because they like playing and they enjoy what they're doing, not the ego and stuff like that. Hopefully that's the type of
So,
people we're
I mean,
going to
look, there's no coherent linkage.
People that get together and have a laugh together.
You know, there's nothing. We're just going four people to play music.
Much like in your room.
Yeah. Fucking generous.
Maybe it'll start a trend, maybe a lot of bands should get back to that. But so many bands think they're kind of minded. They should climb back down.
Well, I think a lot of bands have start up just as a bunch of people going to making music. It's where that takes them. And it's what's in there and how that turns out.
Yeah, but most days, 90% of the bands are manufactured now. And in the MTV age, everything's manufactured.
Yeah, that's what's more important, bands like yourself, to keep on playing, keep on the scene. Otherwise, all the fucking pubs around North London that play live bands now will be turned to discos eventually.
Yeah, no, so I'm not saying we should sort of
Well, I'm sick and tired of walking around with Green and going to see a band, and every time you're going to see a band, it's an R&B band. Don't get me wrong, I like R&B, but when you go pub after pub after pub, and it's the same songs, the same sort of format, you know, it gets a little bit boring. It'd be nice to see something different.
The mainstream, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
when you get sort of like the rock bands coming around, I mean, like 1981 and that, you had loads of rock bands. But now a lot of the heavy metal bands are too big.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we did go and play, say, somewhere like the Queen's Head, in Green, where there's always an R&B band, some people are going to be shocked over it.
If we play,
A lot of people are going to stand there and say, yeah, this is
if
different.
we played the Queen's Head down in Wood Green now, we'd fucking pack the place out.
No, we probably would, yeah. Right, we'll get me there.
I'll drop
There's
one.
one.
There's one.
No, we won't play.
No, all I'm saying is it's not that I don't want to do gigs, it's that sometimes I can't see what the point of doing a few local gigs are, other than outside of, okay, you have to enjoy it.
It's nice to enjoy yourself and other people enjoy it.
You go and you
I think
enjoy
music's, you've got to be in contact with people, you've got to be there, yeah. They're the ones that make it,
They allow you to carry on making.
They're the ones that dictate whether you make it or not. And you've got to show a little bit of respect to go and punch it. Yeah, so do I, yeah.
It's the audience.
Oh no, but I mean,
At the end of the day, I want to go out there and enjoy myself. If I ain't enjoying myself, I ain't going to play you anyway, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go and enjoy it. And if they pick up you, so you're having fun and enjoying yourself,
Yes,
maybe they won't enjoy themselves. Maybe they won't if they don't. So I'm having fun. That's all. I play drums, so I enjoy playing drums. That's all there is to it, you know. It's I like combat reggae, punk, jazz, blues, whatever. I enjoy it, but it doesn't matter what I'm playing, I enjoy playing. Simple as that.
I mean, that's where they go around. That's basically what we're going to do. We're going to try and cover a lot. I mean, you know, we'll always have a rock. We'll always do rock songs in it, regardless. Because I like rock, I like rock. They like rock. They like rock. We all like rock.
In fact, we all like, right, no matter, you know, what form you said, you go through the book, you see the favourite album.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
The one thing we have in common, I think, at the end of the day, is we all actually like strangers.
Yeah, with funny enough, that's exactly what me and Alex. I mean, it's one group where we both.
That's at the end of the day, it comes when it comes down to is that everything comes down to for whatever we have, you know, musical differences like, I don't know, say Phil Collins or Lenny, I mean, you can't get two more opposing musicians. But when it comes down to it, we can talk about the bass man, yeah, about Jojo. We talk about Hugh, Jet, Dave, you know.
Did you see him when they played gigs? Well, the reunion one? Yeah. Alex went. Alex was fucking very impressed. He said he was a bit. I was bouncing around like I can't always hang with this. Well, yeah. I get it straight down the front row and I said, yeah, away we go.
That reminds me, I've got a load more. I've got another video to make, and I've got another 10 JoJo's private collection. Really? Yeah.
Access. Did you take Milky King's thing?
What? I've got one?
Milky King. Simple Minds thing.
Simple Minds?
No, it's Strangers.
Yeah, but
I'll take it.
Did you? Did Strangers on it?
Yeah, I do.
Wicked. I'll get that one.
sums them up really, doesn't it?
Yeah, they are what they are.
YouTube.
Good news, sorry.
I don't mind the middle rock.
Stadium rock.
Pop rock.
Incidentally, none of us play basketball.
Yes, I know some of that. Yeah, I thought it was good actually. I did like, I mean, Lou Singer sang the old songs here enough, good enough to make them sound good. And the new stuff is the new stuff anyway, so I just thought, most bands don't recover from, especially an established band like Stranglers. But their fans ain't like that. They've got a really good crowd of fans, they could literally do anything, the fans still come and see them.
I was reading this once, Strangled, and there's like loads of letters and that, they were asking the fans what they thought about, like when they bought the brass section, and then they sort of rumming in our end, but they said, well, yeah, but in the pad still Strangled, so
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
a fuck, it's
The idea
it's
is-
still JJ.
Right. The idea behind what we're doing. Hopefully we can draw that sort of crowd to us, yeah?
But our sculpture, I like our sculpture, but I thought, no, what's going on here? Then
Yeah.
we put out, let's say, Always the Sun.
Yeah, Dreamtime.
Dreamtime, yeah.
That reminds me,
Magic again.
See, that's exactly what I'd like to do. See, because I know some people that absolutely adore our sculpture. They think it's the best thing since life.
and they won't listen to Rat, sort of.
And they won't listen to the other, yeah? Now, let's hope exactly what we're trying to do. Hopefully some people will like something. And that way you can sort of give a little bit to everyone. You know what I mean?
Have you got a copy of the White Vinyl EP? Walking by White Vinyl EP with tips and that on it? I got 3 copies yesterday. You know, 50 pence each.
Just one myself. I might have one here.
Well, I got in that copy of War Sculpture I got, it was only 20 pence.
I think I paid about 4 quid for my copy of that white one. It's been 8 years ago.
You go to the real place.
I'll give you 55 pence for one, alright? 52?
Well, Myra's already grabbed one.
60? Mario, I thought you lived in the same house.
Yeah.
One each, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, separate
Well,
record
in
collection.
the last
Where it starts, mate.
in the last week, we've ascertained somewhere in the region of 73 original Apple singles. Most we've paid is about £1 for them. What one? That's that Jimmy Page collection. I scored 80 singles this month. Some amazing stuff's appearing. No, the article though, it's some weird stuff in there. Yeah. So where's this come from? It's there's some article in some magazine. Picking up like new Christian promos, about £1 a time. Just no one's paying any attention. It's a favourite list, I want to he's gonna fucking get it.
Is there anything else you want to know about it? I think that's pretty much summed ourselves up.
Yeah, well, that's right. Take most of the old back information out of that, so.
Basically, yeah, we're just having a laugh, you know, that's all we're up to, but you know, hopefully people will get onto that. Yeah, look at this, oi, no.
You can read that you're a better man than I am, then.
Allow the man to do his job, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, you're on the right lines already, man.
Peak, yeah, so always look at things when they're finished.
Yeah.
It's wrong, I think it's that.
Gromit, I can't do it. Fucking hell. Oh.
That's a decent bass sample, you know. So it would help.
Yeah, it was known as weapon Kevin nowadays.
Long He called so many things.
Just called jigging.
Yeah. The Wayne Crew played on that album. Exactly. Who's that guy?
We're all called jigging.
Yeah, who's the album? Who's that guy blow boat? Who's that guy on boat? I was like, I think it's the big bloke. What do you like about the album? The drums? I played them. Anything. Changes with the people.
Noise. Is this wicked Thai stuff on?
No, this is skunk.
No.
You've been skunked. It's pretty dangerous in the guys, but that
Thank you, love.
wolves.
So what's happened with this 12 inch? Just round clubs?
I've got to go straight into dance, hardcore dance as well back there now. I'm proving what's going on.
What are you about to bottom?
Yeah, I've got to go out to 2 people at the moment. The people who run what used to be called the Labyrinth, they do Wonderland now, which is like mega hardcore down Ridge Road, I think that place is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go to them, yeah?
Walk outside there, 7 o'clock in the morning, there's 300 people there.
You sort of go, you know, sort of rolling around and stuff. Yeah, it's going to them. They've promised to play it because they've heard the album version, and a friend of the bloke who's in the Labyrinth wants to remix it already, but I don't know, he's a part-time DJ, and he was jumping up and down when he heard it. I want to remix it, I want to remix it. And I thought, well, hang on, let's actually a couple of other people who wants to remix it first, do you know what I mean?
Well, let's listen to it as it is for a bit.
No, I mean, this is something the DJs will get. This is of perception, basically. It's acid, but it's of perception. It's core music. It's music that people are going to, like, say, Psychic TV or something like that. They'll get hold of it and they'll put stuff on top of it.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the base for them to work on. Because there's so many different ideas in this, it's unbelievable.
This is of perception music as opposed to
Yeah.
what you would get, specifically dance music.
Yeah.
But there's enough there for them to take, which, you know, I mean, the way it is now, it worked for Scissor Baker, pushed on that up, didn't it? So this could, you know, create interest.
I love acid anyway, I'm well into acid music. Music's not bad, I think it's brilliant. I think it's one of the best things to do music for a long time. It really has put a lot of life back into it. And going to rave, I went to a rave, first time I went to a rave, as soon as I did, I would come back and pick the bass up and start thrashing out again. Shit, there's energy in music again. As it started going down to like a flat period and all the bands were getting really slow and we were like dodging off. I mean, it's alright for a couple of tracks, but not the whole bloody gig, do you know what I mean?
The rave thing is the nearest you can get back to the UFO club in 67. You know?
It's like punk. It is like punk. A rave is like an atmosphere. Everyone's jumping about, and literally, there's never any bother. Nobody ever has any trouble. They all just everyone gets there and they go to a rave. They listen to.
Well, it's good enough. You know, like Hawkwind and Gorman and affiliating themselves with the acid. They're touring as acid bands now with acid bands.
The shame is
Steve Pillage has just teamed up and formed an acid house band.
He's still living.
What we tried to do, acid music as a band, as opposed to DJs getting all the sounds and stuff like that. Instead of just being purely acid, we're just going about it. I mean, because, you know.
Oh, by the way, the interview cleaned up a little bit for you.
Has it?
Yeah.
I heard that. What are they trying
It's
to do?
not as bad as it was. It's still there, but it's not as bad. The DOT was damaged.
Yeah, on the end. I mean, it sounds like it turns into a 40-year-old record about.
Yeah. But
When
what they
at the end,
did,
it's like.
what they did, because I was there this morning, they what they did is they had the treble on it to cut it down. If you play it loud, it works.
I always play with it.
Well, there you go. But I mean, yeah, it's better. You know, I've got a master tape. So
All our music's designed to upset your neighbours as much as
Well,
possible.
that's it. I mean,
the louder it
that
goes,
helps
the more it
everyone.
works. Isn't it? You wake the bugger right up. It's just a question. This will test your speakers out, find out how good they are, because it's a really mega bass response on this.
Yeah.
It's got loads of psychoacoustics and rumbles and shit like that. So put it on, whack it up really loud, and then sit somewhere that's not got any glasses around you, because you'll find that if you're still going like that off the thing. I was upstairs and I had like a load of videos stacked on the cupboard. I whacked it up and I'm sitting there listening to it, getting into it, and suddenly crash, the fucking knots coming out. They just worked their way across the table.
When we originally did One Step Forward for the album,
Oh shit, yeah, then the walls
the
shaking.
walls were shaking and this was proper buildings together.
Speakers going, yeah, great. Works well though, it's different, it's not mainstream. If anything, I'd say it's more hardcore than a lot of the hardcore that's around at the
It's more
moment.
Psychic TV than
Yeah, some of it's really black as well. I mean, these two songs, they get right moody after a while, and they play on your mind, you know. You listen to them, they get right inside you, and they ooh, I don't know, this 4/7 really unnerves you. It's sort of, I don't know, it's like a drone track in some ways, but it's still that dance beats that keeps you there. So when drone gets too far, it's sort of,
And that's the dream.
oh, die, and all that stuff, yeah.
Jack has the dreams.
Towards it gets really, it really gets, I'm listening to it when I'm down the edge and it sucks you in, you know. It goes like that in the middle of it. It's like that, yeah. Very good, it's interesting. I'm very pleased with this project. The amount of time we had to do it, and the equipment we did it on, we did it with one drum box and one keyboard, the whole lot. And we programmed it all on paper because we couldn't actually listen to everything going at once. We could hear the drums, and then we could stop it and then play the keyboard line. And we was building up, literally we cheated. We didn't have enough money to get a sequencer, so we programmed rhythms on the drum box and then put them onto the keyboard to play notes. We worked it out like that. And it was all, when we got to the studio, it was big sheets of paper like this, and we was just putting it there. It was good, it was brilliant. I learned so much. So watch out, you know.
Keyboard black.
Go and ask him if he wants to join the band.
Yeah, one that doesn't have to rip off the Atomic Rooster.
Yeah, now there's a band.
Yeah,
There's a band.
Oh, so I mean, like, you hear them next door, right? but they sound like Cream and Sonic Rooster, all those 70s programs. Why can't they be original? When was the last original band? One that was totally new and revolutionary, one that had their own ideas.
You can never be truly original, that one.
Oh,
No,
you never can, because if you're going to be truly original, you have to literally never listen to any music.
Well, we listen to a lot of music, who do we sound like?
A bit of everyone, because literally we do listen to a bit of
Exactly,
everyone.
so who do we sound like? I mean, the next door to me sound like Cream. Although 20 bands sound like Led Zeppelin.
yeah, but you're listening to them through another wall, you know what I
Doesn't
mean?
matter.
And band's all about atmosphere as well. You can't, you know, you can't go to a rehearsal room and listen to a band play and pick up and soak up any of the atmosphere. Because you know, it's like a rehearsal. It's all about being there and experiencing it.
That's right. I mean, I said something like Off Perception in the tracks we did on the video. If, you know, with a bit more live experience, when you get the live show behind it, that's really going to be nice. It's going to be kicking. Because if you can get the proper sort of lighting to go with it, it's all part of what you're trying to do. I mean, you can't do it sort of just by the music. I mean, you've got to literally, I don't know, it's soul to soul stuff, isn't it, really? You know, how they create a whole thing around the band.
Well, that's it.
Like its own image completely. On its own,
They
you
were
know?
brilliant, so
I mean, I like to go and see a band and literally get lost in for 2 hours into that band and think, shit, these people are good. Even if they're playing crap, just the way they're presenting it, the way it's coming
I
across.
thought Salt Soul, one of the few bands over about the last 10 years who did that music, did it really well. They just had it
Lovely
together.
production on it.
They just had everything together. I mean, Salt Soul's basically like Geezer and a Bird and about 300 mates. Shops, they've got their own clubs and
Went
everything.
my school that bad.
They
Gary Wheeler.
Yeah, they got the whole thing on here. They just got the whole thing together.
She went to Foster, didn't she? She used to sing with Aphrodisiac, didn't she? She's done well. I mean, Aphrodisiac used to sing with people like, Hal Jones, who else? Loads of people. And then I think Aphrodisiac split up. She went solo and started making pub records and she's done really well for herself. But that Jazzy B cut her off, didn't he? He was trying to stitch her up for credits on that record.
Yeah.
So she went on her own, made her own album. And we went, bang, well, good luck to you, girl. Fucking good luck. That was nice to see her bounce back on her feet, that was. Gone quiet again. Oh, sorry, I'm lost in there. It's really nice to actually see something that's been vinyl, yeah. Sit there front of the album, I couldn't put it down for lunch. It's like this. He's reading everything on it.
Look at the pictures over reviews.
Fan club, I was even going to write off it.
Love the bass player.
The bass player's really good. Has he got his own fan club?
It's HFP.
Yeah, I know, that should have been bigger, yeah.
Oh, I didn't have time. I literally did that. It's going down in the motor, so.
HFP, Headfuck Productions. It's all split, yeah? So if you put it on earphones, you'll get like noises coming from one corner, it's go out the end, and they sort of loop around and come back again. Like, so it goes, like, and sort of, woo!
What you mean? You mean stereo?
Stereo as well.
Nah.
It's nice. It's nice. It's got depth. It's got depth. It's got feel to it. You listen to it, you can feel the bass down there, and the trebles a little bit up there, and the vocals come in there, and all that. We're actually getting that part of it right. You know what I mean? Starting to position the music and the speakers a little bit better. The album's a bit flat because basically we didn't get a lot of time to actually produce. I mean, the way we'd actually laid out to do the album, it would have taken a good week to do it. If we'd have done it in a week, we would have been okay. It would have been more sort of finished, polished and everything, you know what I mean? But in the time allowed, I think we
And on top of where chips coming out of our pocket.
yeah, I mean that was the main restriction more than anything else. Literally, it's the demon of time, isn't it? More than anything else, the time is money, yeah? I mean, when you fund it straight out your wages, what do you do? You've got a limited amount of time to get in there. And hopefully you can get the idea across. And people will listen to it. I mean, it's like anything. You're going to be chill with age by the third album, you'll probably produce something really good. Everyone's going to say, yeah, well, that's nice. Because I think we're starting off with all the right ideas, hopefully. And the feedback we've got about it, at least people have liked it. They haven't loved it, but they've liked it. And they said, I like that. And you know, and if we had been given, say, an extra a couple of days to produce it, that would have been one.
But then
Ruffle a few more people's feet, you know what I mean?
But then maybe it wouldn't be what it is now.
It's a what if, yeah? Exactly. I mean, I'm happy with what it is. I look at it and I think, you know, if anything, that's about 100. We we couldn't have done a better album to start off with, really.
Well, I'm surprised that way, just like one take, it's been cut to here.
Yeah, it's literally just knock it straight out. But I think
We,
that's the beauty of it.
we make music that, despite the ghost of Morrison, if you like, there is absolutely no day-to-day in it. What? What was that? What was that? No,
Side take.
yeah, that's right. You
Just
want,
the rhythm section.
you want that box of 12 inches I've got on the motor. What did you say?
I just said, you know,
Morrison's Days are Numbered.
Morrison's Days are Numbered,
Well,
mate. I mean, you can't, you would restrict yourself far too much by just harping on him.
Well, exactly what I was going to say, that we had the harping on for the ideas for the first album. Music's from 1979, the ideas are things that we've formulated since. We're now moving on to the next thing, you know. The name will remain because of what it can mean. And that's
Starting block.
you know, there's no, we have no intention of saying, no,
I'll tell you what it said at the Stone Age then.
it's just there.
Off the back of it.
It was there at the time, things felt right, and that was the way I wrote. I mean, the way I write is just as weird as people say, oh, it's don't work. It's not. It's not. It's how I write.
Are we missing something before?
Yeah.
No, it's just the philosophy of life and the person.